Today, we are going to learn about a new topic, that is firearm injury, and in that internal interior ballistic. Before going to the interior ballistic in a firearm injury, I will revise the definition of the injury. And injury is defined as any harm whatsoever illegally caused to person, body, mind, reputation, and property. In last 3 lectures, we have seen in detail about the mechanical injuries. So injury are classified according to the causative agent, antemortem or postmortem, according to the severity, according to the its manner, like suicidal, homicidal, accidental, defense wound, fabricated wound, antemortem wound, postmortem wound, then simple injury, grievous injury, and in a mechanical injury, we have learnt in detail about the abrasion, contusion, laceration, incise wound, stab wound, and the firearm injuries. So today we are going to deal with a important topic, that the firearm injury. Full question comes about the define injury, classify injury, and write in detail about the injury caused by rifle or shotgun firearm. So important topic, and in Viva also many questions are asked on a firearm injury. So what is firearm injury? Firearm injuries are caused by high velocity projectile like bullet or pellet. Ballistic. Ballistic is a knowledge of physical forces acting on projectile and missile. Ballistics are divided into interior ballistic, exterior ballistic, terminal or unballistic. So ballistic is the science of a motion of a projectile. Interior ballistic is the study of projectile in a weapon. External ballistic is the study of a projectile in air. Terminal ballistic is the study of a projectile at a penetration of a solid. And unballistic is the study of a projectile penetration of the tissues. So what is ballistic? Ballistic is the science of the motion of a projectile. And it is divided into interior ballistic, that is the mechanism, that is the what happens in this, like this is the pistol or it is an air gun. It is air gun, and what are its different parts and how this, what is the cartridge, then how it is placed, how it is fired, all these things are comes under interior ballistic. Then external ballistic, what happens after the projectile goes out of this weapon, that is external ballistic. Terminal ballistic, when it hits to the skin or any other solid, that is terminal ballistic. And what are different types of the injuries caused by this firearm injury or firearm weapon. So these are the ballistic: interior ballistic, external ballistic, terminal ballistic, and ballistic. So same thing, this figure clearly explains about what is the proximal or internal ballistic, what is intermediate or external ballistic, and what is terminal ballistic. So I have shown that the information and how it works is the proximal or internal ballistic. External, what happens when that projectile goes in air, and what happens when it hits to the body, that is terminal ballistic. And what are the type of the injuries are caused by the firearm injury, that is the unballistic. So remember this. So knowledge of the forces responsible for the propulsion of the projectile within the bore of the barrel to the end of the projectile, that is the interior ballistic. So in short, it is what happens or what is the structure of the weapon, what is cartridge, what is barrel, like this I am going to explain in detail about the interior ballistic. So it consists of the missile design and ammunition design, two important things: missile or firearm design and the what are the ammunition used in that. Missile design portion containing the mechanical device, it is not important from the point of as a medical practitioner. But wound ballistic is very important. But still, we should know what are the different parts of the firearm weapon. So that mechanical information, basic information about the mechanical device is also necessary. If you know your basic concepts are clear, what do you understood by the word rifle firearm? What do you understood by the word shotgun firearm? So it depends. If you know it, then you can easily also give opinion about the wound. What is this wound is caused by a rifle or is this wound is caused by a smoothbore firearm? So these are the firearm design. When it are the actually depend upon the this grip or butt. If the butt is the long and if it is on a shoulder, that is known as a shoulder resting. So this is the air gun. In this air gun, if I put it is on it is the shoulder resting. Is it clear? So what are the parts? It has its butt or stud. Then this is the action, or here your trigger is present and it is the trigger guard. And this long portion is known as the barrel. This long portion is known as the barrel. Same thing is applied for other also. So this is the long barrel or it is the shoulder resting, and this is the short where it is also this is the hand resting. While what I have shown is that of the shoulder resting, and it has it is called as the trigger and it is the trigger guard, and this portion is known as the barrel. Is it clear? Is it clear? So these are the important part: grip, action, barrel. Same for the shoulder resting and this is for the hand resting. Is it clear? So classification. Classification depend upon the inner diameter of the barrel. So this inner diameter, this is the barrel portion and it's the inner diameter. If this inner diameter is the smooth, then it is called as the shotgun or smoothbore firearm, or if it is grooved, then it is called as the rifle firearm. So there are only two types. One is that if the inner diameter is the smooth, it is called as a smoothbore firearm or shotgun firearm. If it is grooved, then it is called as the rifle firearm. And it is the misconception that the rifle firearm is always long one. But in a rifle firearm, there is either it is hand resting or either it is the shoulder resting. Same thing in a shotgun or smoothbore firearm, either it is shoulder resting or grip is hand resting. So is it clear? Is it clear? So these are the two important classification, that is rifle firearm and the smoothbore firearm. So in this barrel, in case of there are two ends, the barrel has two ends. The anterior end is known as, this end is known as the muzzle end, while the posterior or this end is known as the breech end. So this is muzzle end and this is breech end. Is it clear? And bore, that is I have already told, that is smooth bore, that is the inside that of the barrel, that it is the smooth, known as a smooth bore firearm, or if it is the grooved, it is known as the rifle firearm. Then the smooth bore firearm, what is the peculiarity of the smooth bore firearm? It is choked. What is choking? That is a constriction present at the muzzle end. So I will explain it afterwards. And in a rifle firearm, that is either it is short bore barrel, that is I have told, like this is the short barrel, and either it is the shoulder resting or that of it is the long barrel. Is it clear? So what is rifling? Rifling is there is the grooves present inside the barrel, and these grooves, the elevated portion is known as the line, and which has which depressed portion or notch is present, that is known as the grooves. And it is the peculiarity of which type of firearm? Rifle firearm. And there is these grooves and lines present in a smooth bore firearm. So that is the difference between the smoothbore firearm and the rifle firearm. So this is the diagram. In this you can see the grooves inside the barrel. One end is known as the muzzle end, other end is known as a this is the muzzle end, this is the breech end, and there are this is called as a groove, and the elevated portion is known as the land. And there is the caliber. Caliber is always measured in between, distance between the two lands, not to the groove. So the caliber of the barrel is in between, distance in between the land, not grooves. Distance between the two lands, not the grooves. That is the caliber of a rifle firearm. So there are grooves and lands, and caliber is the distance between the two lands. So that is known as the caliber of a rifle firearm. So what is rifling? I have already told. The function of a groove is to impart a spinning movement to the bullet while passing through the barrel. Why these grooves and lands are present? That why grooves and lands are present to give the spinning movement to the bullet. What is the importance or what is the function of a rifling? That this, due to these grooves and lands, it gives the spinning movement. It is Viva question as well as the short note comes. Why? What are the advantage of the rifling? First, it gives the spinning movement. Second, it prevents the oblique of the bullet, means it stabilizes the bullet, increases the power of the penetration so that there is much more damage, and it gives the greater accuracy at a longer distance. So these are the four important advantages of the rifling. The very favorite question of the examiner, Viva question. What are the advantages of the rifling? First, it gives the spinning movement to the bullet. Second, it prevents from the oblique. Third, it increases power of the penetration. And fourth, it gives accuracy at a longer range. Again, I am repeating. It gives spinning movement. Second, it prevents oblique of the bullet. Third, it gives more power of penetration. And the fourth, it gives the accuracy at a longer range. So what is the difference between the shotgun and rifle? I already told. What is the what are the important points of a rifle firearm? Grooved bore, single projectile, that there is only bullet, one bullet, and it is for the long range. And the second, there are front and rear sights for the aiming purpose. So that is the important features of a rifle firearm. While shotgun firearm, these are the smoothbore. This is the very important difference. So there are grooves in a rifle. While smoothbore, it is smooth. Then multiple projectile. Here is only one bullet is there. While in the shotgun firearm, there are small pellets are present. So here there is in rifle firearm is the bullet. While in a shotgun firearm, these are the small ball that are known as the pellets. And rifle firearm is for long range. Why? That shotgun usually used for the short range, and it has only front side only. While that of rifle is the front and rear side. So these are the basic difference between the rifle and the shotgun. So these differences, why these differences? So for this difference, it was specific use. What is the use of rifle firearm? For the long. Rifle give accuracy to hit a precise point, while shotguns are designed to shoot a spread of a shot at a moving target. So that is the purpose. So rifle for a long hit and for the accuracy for a longer distance. You want to hit a target of a longer distance, then you use that. Don't use means that it can be used for the long distance. While for the shotgun, it is for the moving targets or for a short distance. So basically, remember the difference between the rifle, that the inner diameter rifle there are grooves, while that of the smoothbore firearm it is smooth. single projectile bullet, while there are multiple projectiles that are the pellets. It's for long range, while the shotgun is for the short range. There are both sides, front and rear side, while that shotgun only the front side. So at first we will see in detail about the rifle weapon. These are rifles, revolvers, single shot pistols, automatic pistol, and true automatic like a machine gun, AK-57 like this. So rifle is a gun with a long barrel and the bore of which is rifle. So usually this type of, it's not rifle, it's the air gun, but this type of this is known as the rifle. It is known as the rifle, and which is hand resting, and it has long barrel. So that is the rifle firearm. While the revolvers are the hand rest like this. It's again the air gun. It's but for your understanding purpose, revolver and pistol are the hand resting. In revolver, that is the cylinder is there. What happens when one bullet goes, automatically second cylinder comes to their point so that you can hit the second shot. So that is the revolvers. And automatic pistol and machine gun, there is the cartridge. So you have to put here like this cartridge. You have to put the cartridge. While in a pistol, in a revolver, here only you can put a 6 bullet, and after that one by one you can hit up to 6. While in automatic pistol or machine gun, there are the cartridge, and you have to put it in a breech and only pulling of a trigger constantly. There is the shooting of a different bullets from this weapon. So only pulling of this trigger can causes a one by one projectile come out of the weapon. While in a rifle, a single, while revolver, that are the 6 maximum. While this automatic pistol and machine gun, only you pull the trigger, the one by one, all the projectile or bullets get out of the firearm weapon. So then the important thing I have told you about the smoothbore firearm, the anterior end gets tapering. So tapering of anterior end, or there is a constriction of the anterior end in case of the smoothbore, that is known as choking. You have learnt a choking in a violent asphyxial death, but that choking is different. That the some footballers or another foreign object is in a trachea, that or in a air passage, that is known as choking. That choking is different. Same thing. Here is the decrease in a diameter of the barrel. So there is a choking of a barrel. So that is, but it is related to the rifle firearm. It is not related to the violent asphyxial death. So what is the choking? Choking is the tapering of a barrel end. So that this no choking. So it is the diameter is the as that of the breech end and muzzle end, both diameter are less. While at a muzzle end, it is known as half choking, that you can see, and full choking, only small part is seen. So that is known as a full. So these are the parts of the no choking, half choking, full choking. Is it clear? Is it clear? So what is the choking? That the anterior or muzzle end, there is the constriction. No constriction, no choking. Then the halfway constriction, then it is known as a half choking, and only small part is remain this one, then it is known as the full choking. Then you will proceed for the ammunition. This is the cartridge of a shotgun firearm. So there is the percussion cap, then there is the gunpowder. Here is the primer is present. I will explain afterwards in detail, but for time being, so it is all made up of the cardboard. Can you see? This is the cartridge. So this part is known as a percussion cap. Then there are the, it is made of cardboard. Then there is this black portion is known as the gunpowder. After that there are wats, and there are small these white dots are seen. These are known as the pellets. So the short note come, draw a diagram of the shotgun cartridge. Then you have to draw this about this portion. This part is the made up of metal. The posterior part or lower end is made up of a metal, while all other part is made up of the cardboard. So can you see that, I'm showing in arrow, this part is made up of the metal. So like this. Can you appreciate? this part is the metal one, while other part is the cardboard. So I have taken the cross section. After that, it is surrounded the percussion cap. So this percussion cap is there. When the trigger hits here, then this primer gets ignited. So this one, and it is surrounded by gunpowder. Gunpowder is to produce the gas, so that with the gas pressure, all these pellets come out, and in between, to prevent the mixture of a gunpowder to that of the pellet, there are the vats are present. So that is the diagram of the shotgun. So it's very important. The question comes, draw a diagram of a shotgun cartridge. So what is there? Posterior end you have to draw like this. Then there is the percussion cap. Then there is gunpowder. Then there is cardboard. In there next is vat. Again cardboard. And there are small pellets are present. So this is the diagram of the shotgun pellet. Then what is the advantage? We have seen the choking. Why choking is present? Like what are the advantage of the rifling? I already told. What are the advantage of rifling? It gives spinning effect, prevents wobbling, straight trajectory, and it gives much more damage. That are the advantage of the rifling. Now we are dealing with the smoothbore firearm, and there is, what is the peculiarity of the smoothbore firearm? There is the smooth inside the barrel, and there the constriction is present at the muzzle end, and that constriction at the muzzle end, it is known as a choking. So what are the advantage of the choking? Again, favorite question of the examiner in Viva. So it keeps pellets compact. Pellets acts like a single wall, and due to the momentary obstruction at a muzzle end, it causes expulsion of the pellets with a great force. If there is some obstruction, then it gives much more force. So these are the three important things. That first is if it keeps the pellets compact, and it acts like a single ball for a longer distance. And due to the momentary extraction, it causes expulsion with a greater force. That is the advantage of the smoothbore firearm in that choking. So advantage of the choking in a smoothbore firearm. What are the advantage of the choking in a smoothbore firearm? Keeps pellet compact. Pellet acts like a single wall, and due to momentary obstruction, causes expulsion of the pellet with a greater force. So remember this. Short note also can come on a choking. So with a choking in a smoothbore firearm, keeps pellet compact. Pellets act as a single ball for a longer distance. It gives the momentary obstruction and causes expulsion of the pellets with a greater force. Same thing we have seen. Now we will see the difference between the ammunition or cartridge. Difference between the smoothbore firearm, like this, the first, and that of the rifle firearm. Actually, it is the expelled one, and this is the complete one. It is the smoothbore firearm. I already told. So this is the diagram. Here, this part is known as the base end, and it is made up of the base is made up of the metal. Can you appreciate this metal? And the other part is made up of the card. Then there is the primer is there here, and the small, you can you appreciate this? The circular here, the trigger pin hits, and after that this primer gets ignited. So this ignition, so powder gets ignited, and due to that powder gets ignited, after that there are vats. These are the vats, and the pellets are present. So that is the important thing. Have understood the basic difference between the cartridge of the smoothbore firearm and that of the rifle firearm? That all part of the rifle firearm is made up of the brass metal, and above it is the bullet. While in smoothbore firearm, only the lower end is made up of the metal, while other end is made up of the card. Is it clear? So whole, and here are the small, you can afterwards, when you will come, you can see in a museum, these small pellets are present, while it's the fired one. So the bullet were present here. So that is the basic difference. Otherwise, all the things are same. That is, it is the primer is present. After that, there is gunpowder, and again there is the bullet. While here, the vats are present in a shotgun. So same thing, same at the base. that is the this percussion key. After that there is powder, wad and the pellets. While here is the posterior end is the similar one. There is no wad, no cardboard. Direct there is the in rifle firearm gunpowder, and after that the bullet. While in a shotgun there are pellets. So this part, so the part that is wad and this is absent in a rifle firearm, and there is no cardboard and wad in a rifle firearm, while it is present in a shotgun firearm, and here is a single bullet is present in a rifle firearm, while here different pellets are present. So it is a cartridge case, primer, powder, then plastic wad and shot shell. So we'll see each and every in detail about the ammunition. So short note come, same thing I have explained. There is the percussion cap. It is the cartridge of the rifle firearm. Percussion cap. It is surrounded by the gunpowder. Then the in front of there is the projectile, that is the bullet. So it is the bullet has the nose, body and the base. So these are the parts of the bullet. Is it clear? So that this is the cartridge of a like this. I have only this part only, the base. So the percussion cap, again you can see there is the circular, this one small circle, that is known as the percussion cap. Surrounded by that there is the gunpowder. After that there is the projectile, that is bullet. Bullet consists of three parts: nose, body, base. Same, some bullet has the jacket. If it is the fully covered, it is known as full jacket. The anterior portion it is not covered, then it is known as a semi-jacket bullet. So full jacket bullet and semi-jacket. Full jacket is the obvious that the jacket is fully covered, while that of the in a semi-jacket the anterior is not covered. So these are the types of the bullet. Cycle of the fire. I will explain that the cartridge bearing tracking to the where this pin strikes to here. Then due to the chemicals are present, it gets ignited. Due to the ignition, this gunpowder produces gas, and due to that gas, the ammunition, the projectile like pellet or the bullet gets out of the weapon. Cartridge case expand and seal chamber against the rearward escape of the gases. Usually, its the base is 70% copper and 30% zinc. Straight always in pistol ammunition, bottleneck in a rifle ammunition, and tapered. Cartridge case, outer covering of the cartridge are made up of cardboard and plastic. So this is the made up of. So this cardboard, it is for this description is that of the shotgun cartridge. So the only base mace is made up of a metal, while our outer portion is made of the cardboard and plastic. Bullet case are made up of the brass in case of the rifle firearm. Primer is similar composition, that is copper and zinc. Bullet cores are most often lead and antimony, with a very few in a ferrous alloy core. So the bullet is made up of the lead and antimony, and some thus few are having the ferrous alloy core. And the bullet jackets are usually brass, 90% of the copper with 10% of the zinc. So these are the composition. Function of the cartridge case. What is the function? That it contains are kept in a position. Prevent the back escape of the gases and protection to the contents. So it gives protection to the content, prevent the back escape of the gases, and all the contents are kept in a position. So that is the function of the cartridge case. Cartridge cases may be rimmed, semi-rimmed, rimless, riveted or belted. So like this: rimmed, rimless, semi-rimmed, belted or riveted. Now the important that we have seen in detail about this all cartridge case. Now primer is present in where the percussion P inside the cartridge at the posterior end. and immediately its posterior end where the percussion pin gets hit. Here, for example, this is the circular. Here the percussion pin gets hit, and in front of this, there is the primer. Primer is made up of lead sulfate, barium nitrate, or antimony sulfide. So remember, lead sulfonate, barium nitrate, or antimony sulfate. Usually all three are present. So again, Viva question, what is that? Lead sulfate, lead stipnate, barium nitrate, and antimony sulfide. So what is primer is made of? Lead, stipnate, barium nitride, and antimony sulfide. Less common elements are the aluminum, sulfur, tin, calcium, potassium, chlorine, etc. etc. So primer elements may be easier to detect in a residue because they not get hot as a powder and compound may be detected. When it gets fire, and many times what happens, this primer remains on the hands or on the fingers of the person who has shooted. So from that, if you take a swab and examine, then you can get the trace element of the lead, stipnate, barium nitrate, or antimony sulfide. So this is the diagram where this portion where the percussion pin gets hit. Understood? And this is the semi jacket is not present on the anterior side, so it's a semi jacket one. This is the bullet, while this posterior portion is known as the cartridge case. What are the different types of the rifle? Like these are the different depending upon its size. There's a 7.62 mm, 5.56 mm, then the FNSS 195.7 mm. These are the rifle bullet animation, and in a handgun these are the .224 BOJ, .338 special, 9mm, .45 ACP. So the ammunition or cartridge, these are the types of a rifle and the handgun. Powder. Next is the what is the powder? Powder is present. So the powder, modern powder is made of the smokeless powder. Again, Viva question or the MCQ. What are the contents of the smokeless powder? It consists of the nitrocellulose, and in many times it is also consists of the nitroglycerin. So modern gunpowder, smokeless powder can contain 23 organic compounds, that is nitrogen is virtually always present along with the other. So nitrocellulose is always present, and in the double end there is the nitroglycerin also. So one of the compound diphenyl used stabilizer can be detected using the contained sulfuric acid. Modern gunpowder also described as a single when the basic ingredient is nitrocellulose, and double when additionally 40% nitroglycerin is added. Only that I already explained. Only nitrocellulose is present. That is known as single-based smokeless powder. And when nitrocellulose plus nitroglycerin is present, then it is known as double-based smokeless gunpowder. So single-based smokeless powder, that is only nitrocellulose is present. While in a double-based gunpowder, that is the 1 to 40% of the nitroglycerin plus nitrocellulose is present. That is double base the smokeless powder. Then black gunpowder. So after that, this is types of the gunpowder: the black gunpowder, semi-smokeless, and the smokeless. Smokeless we have seen. What is the consistency of the smokeless? Either it is double base. Double base is also known as the semi-smokeless, and it consists of the nitrocellulose plus nitroglycerin, and in the only one, then that is nitrocellulose, then it is known as the single base, and if there is the addition of the nitroguanidine, then it is known as the triple base. So again I will repeat: gunpowder, black gunpowder, and second is the smokeless. So smokeless again divided into single base, double base, triple base. Single base only nitrocellulose, double base nitrocellulose plus 1 to 40% of the nitroglycerin, that is the double base. And If there is the nitrocellulose plus nitroglycerin and there is nitroguanidine, then it is the triple base. Then what is the content of the black gunpowder? That is potassium nitrate or saltpeter 75%, charcoal 15% and sulfur 10%. Again we have a question. What is the content of a black gunpowder? That is potassium nitrate or saltpeter 75%, charcoal 15% and sulfur 10%. Charcoal is a fuel, potassium nitrate is the oxygen supply and gives the mixture more density and makes it more readily ignitable. So the constituents of the black gunpowder: potassium nitrate, charcoal, sulfur. Potassium nitrate 75%, charcoal 15%, sulfur 10%. Propellant function burns to produce a large volume of the gases under the pressure. Sheets of the smokeless powder cut into disc plates or cylinder shape. Alternatively produced as a ball and flattened ball smokeless powder which may be coated with the silver black graphite. So lead bullets either round nose, then it is a semi word cutter, hollow point and word cutter. So either round nose, semi word cutter, hollow point or word cutter. Chain of the events. So the same. At first it strikes, primer gets ignited, powder charge burns, temperature increases, gases produced, chamber pressure increases, bullet charge moves, exit of the bullet and chamber pressure becomes 0. So the first, when you pull this trigger, what happens? When you now consider this, when you pull this trigger is get hit into the posterior end. I have already said that. Then the primer detonates. After the detonation, then detonation of the primer ignites. What ignites? Gunpowder. We have seen the powder types of the powder. That is either charcoal or that is the black powder and the smokeless powder. So detonation primer ignites the gunpowder. Most of the gases are produced and combustion produces gas under pressure and propels the wad or pellet or that of the bullet from this. So strike, primer gets ignited, powder charge burns, temperature increases, gas produces, chamber pressure increases, bullet or shot moves, exit the bullet, chamber pressure becomes 0. Same thing, heat, primer detonates, detonation ignites the gunpowder and due to gas produced and the pellets comes outside the disc. Revolver produces 4 tons of the gas, pistol produces 6 tons of the gas, rifle produces 20 tons and bullet forward and rotational movement or short charge forward movement. So for today's lecture we have only covered about